sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
We are set to go. Evan McPherson to do the honors, and we are underway from Cincinnati. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. On play action, Lawrence. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Lawrence. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And when you come into the league as the number 1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Burrow looking to pass. This pass complete to Higgins. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Here comes 3rd and about a foot. They'll try and run for this with Moss. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
A 3rd and inches, you pretty much expect to see straight-ahead runs, and this one doesn't quite go that way. And it certainly didn't help him trying to pick up a first down.
Yeah, tried to get to the outside, lost yardage. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They're passing here. Joe Burrow able to find Higgins. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
And this is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Burrow. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Here is 3rd and 5. Again, it's Burrow. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. That is Joshua Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So no problems at all on that one. And you know there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second down and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Lawrence to throw. A short throw to Ingram. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
A give running right, ETN. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A give to ETN running right. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Point after here coming up. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to get this out to the 25.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Burrow will throw. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, first. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Zach Moss, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have regained the lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He targets Ingram for another grab. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, put the ball right on him.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. Lawrence will throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun with ETN. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the 1st down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
4th down. Here's Lawrence. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Bengals will get the football back. No, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Hits his target. That's Charlie Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. They'll run out of the gun with Moss. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Here's 2nd and 7. Now Lawrence. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And trying to shake free, but ETN cannot. The defense will stop him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's Burrow. Man open, here's Jones. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Foyesade Aluakin. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And that is no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Jaguars getting set to go. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. Now ETN to start the drive. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now receiver in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Christian Kirk, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jags have taken the lead. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting at my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Extra point forthcoming. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Chase will go in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And Chase going to pick up a Bengals 1st down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Joshua Hines-Allen able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Burrow. Caught by Jones. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Charlie Jones, 65 yards. And the Bengals have yet again retaken the lead. McPherson now for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Second and a couple. Now Lawrence. That one complete downfield to Kirk. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. And even 50 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Lawrence. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Burrow will throw. Jones has it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Throw right side into the hands of the tight end Sample. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. From the end zone, it's Dearness Johnson. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bengals drive about to get going. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. They'll set up a throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now it's Burrow. That's complete once again. It's Gesicki. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. And they go play action now. Burrow. He completes it to Jones. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
In motion left goes Jones. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. An inside give, Brown. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Burrow. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. McPherson's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Jags offense and Christian Kirk ready to go once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now Lawrence, and their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
On play action, Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. First target, first catch, and a first down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Etienne up the middle. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete to Travis Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Yeah, good work there in open space, and he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On second down, Etienne once more. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Offensive linemen are famous for doing their job no matter who's carrying the ball. But when they have the confidence that the person carrying it can break off big-time runs, that makes them block just a little bit harder.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Tried to go draw play out of the gun down here.
Yeah, they tried to spread things out, didn't they? They wanted to move people away from the center of the field, away from the line of scrimmage near the ball, so that the runner could find some space. Unsuccessfully, though.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And it's caught. Touchdown! Christian Kirk on the receiving end of that touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit. And, Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you add the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Now the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the 3rd. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now out comes this offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Play action. It's Burrow. Complete to Jones. It's a first down, and that catch also puts him at 150 yards receiving now for the game.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man is Higgins, and he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Second and 7. And Chase will go in motion left. Now Burrow. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. The end result, 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll set up to throw. On the slant, he'll get it to Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Burrow will throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. Connecting on the out route here with Higgins. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
McPherson's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Travis Etienne set to take over once again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. They'll run with Etienne. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 98 yards now for Etienne, and he's got a first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Lawrence. That's complete to his tight end, Farrell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Lawrence caught on the slant. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Brenton Strange taking it in. And the Jaguars have taken a fourth quarter lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Josh Hines-Allen bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's a give to Moss out of the shotgun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A sizable gain there of 9 yards, but it's still 3rd and long.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll look to ETN to start things out. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Sam Hubbard that time coming through defensively with reckless abandon. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Off to Thomas on the left side. They'll give him 4 yards there. And 3rd and 8 now. Lawrence will throw. Screenplay, here's ETN. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground with ETN. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Here's a give to ETN. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. A handoff for ETN. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Try to take this home. They'll run. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Burrow. That's complete to Chase. He's across midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's 1st and 10. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw, Burrow. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Here comes 2nd down. Throwing, Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Cincinnati, good night, everybody.